When it comes to text, like names, sentences, and paragraphs, the rule of thumb to remember is use as little text as possible. And this is valid for both actual PowerPoint presentations and videos that you will create with it. If you pay attention to good video content, you'll see that there is almost no text at all. And these slides are pretty ironic because I'm using text. Also, there is a type of video design where you use animated blocks of text like this one, which follow everything you say, but it's not very useful. It's not helpful to the viewer. It just looks fancy and everything, but the whole point of doing visuals is to show something that will help the user understand the content in addition to what you're saying in your audio. However, there will obviously be some text, like titles, subtitles, numbers, quotes, and other things. You just can't go without some little text here and there, but try to do as little as possible. Now, when you'll have to write something, choosing a good font is as important as choosing the right color combination. Again, don't pick random fonts. You can find great fonts on websites like dafont.com. We have already seen this one. We used it in one of our projects. Here you can search the type of font, for example, or you can also go on Google Fonts. Right, so when you want to get a font, you just click on plus here, then you get it here, click here, and you click this arrow, download. Right, then it's just a WinRAR file, you open it, and here you just double click on this file here and then install. So this will install this font on your computer. Sometimes you have variations of a font. For example, this font and then dash light, dash medium, dash bold, etc. So you have to install all those that you want to use in your videos. However, I don't know how you install fonts on Mac if you're on Mac, but this doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that it's very easy. And finally, in this resource here, Google Fonts is just the same as on Dafont. Some fonts are free, but there are also paid fonts. So usually the best ones are paid. Now the question is which fonts to choose, right? Well, it's not an obvious answer. There are some guidelines, but generally speaking, at the end, it really depends on your design choices. Personally, I don't think that serif fonts fit well with videos. Serif are all the fonts that have these little endings, which make them look more handwritten. So for video, first of all, I advise you to use sans serif fonts, meaning all those which are like this. Also, I advise you to automatically forget about all the basic fonts like Calibri, Times New Roman, Arial, and others. That's because they have been too overused and people unconsciously notice them, which makes everything look basic. From here, it's up to your taste and the topic of your video. If it's something serious and informative, you'll probably end up using traditional conservative fonts, which are simple, nothing fancy. However, for a video where I'm talking about advertising business and I use the term war as a metaphor, I use this font as a title because I think it fits well with the topic. So clearly for videos you can be creative and choose the right font that represents well the topic your video is all about. It has to fit together. You can't choose a joyful or comic font for a serious corporate presentation, for example. Be smart about it. Go through PowerPoint fonts, Google Fonts, and Dafont and try out the ones you like. What is almost more important than the fonts themselves is the hierarchy of fonts. So like I said, you'll probably have names, titles, subtitles, numbers, quotes, etc. That's where you have to pick different fonts or a variant of one main font to mark the difference. Marking the difference is extremely important for font hierarchy design. If you want to learn more about how to arrange fonts, I have a great resource for you, which is free, which is Canva Design School. Right, so you go on canva.com/learn/design. So now that you're here, you go down, you click See All Tutorials. Right, and so here you have many absolutely great tutorials. So you see branding, layout, images, skills and action, advanced tips, shapes and icons, backgrounds, color, fonts, right? So here you have fonts and then you just click on it and you go Start Tutorial. Right, so you will simply need to create an account here like with Facebook or Google or whatever. It's completely free. and there are many resources here to learn about design. However, this is general design, right? This is not design adapted to video, but most of the concepts that you will learn here can actually be applied or transposed to video.